Scripps News Group. Welcome to the National Report.
Hello, I'm Jay Green. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham has died at the age of 71 after what his office described as a brief illness. Graham served in the Senate since 2002 and became one of President Donald Trump's closest allies in Congress. But the question now is, who will replace him? The Republican senator had recently won his party's primary and was seeking a fifth term in November. Now, under South Carolina law, Governor Henry McMaster will appoint a temporary replacement, and then a special primary for voters will be held within weeks to select a new nominee. The general election winner will take office January, beginning a full 6-year term. Tensions over the South China Sea are back in focus after 14 countries, including the U.S. and the U.K., issued a statement criticizing China's actions in the region. The nations marked the anniversary of a 2016 Hague Tribunal ruling that sided with the Philippines and rejected China's broad territorial claims. The statement accuses Beijing of using intimidation and coercion against neighboring countries in disputed waters. China continues to reject that ruling. A Georgia judge has scheduled a plea and sentencing hearing for the teenager accused in the deadly shooting at Appalachia High School. 16-year-old Colt Gray faces murder and other charges in the 2024 attack that killed 2 students and 2 teachers. Court records show a non-negotiated plea hearing is set for July 24th, and that means prosecutors and the defense have not agreed on a sentence. His trial had previously been scheduled to begin in October.
We've previously reported about the property preservation process. That's when banks or mortgage companies hire contractors to care for properties that are vacant or in foreclosure. But the owner of this property says that one of those contractors came inside her home without her permission, armed with a handgun, and it was all caught on camera. At first glance, the people in the surveillance video look like a typical lawn crew. We're blurring their faces because they have not been charged with a crime. The home's owner says she didn't hire them or give them permission to be on the property.
I returned to the home as I tried to do pretty regularly.
Anna Maria DeSicco says the trouble started after her father passed away and left her his home, which was tied to a reverse mortgage. While she fought foreclosure in court, Anna Maria says that the mortgage company sent property preservation contractors to maintain the yard and secure the home. Anna Maria says when she checked on the house in early March, it was anything but secure.
I went up to the door and tried the knob, to turn the knob a little bit to put the key in, and the door was already unlocked.
She says the house had been ransacked and things were missing, so she called her attorney, Matt Widener.
Matt's advice when I called him about it was go get cellular trail cams and post them all over every aspect of your property and one inside your home.
Within days, Anna Maria got an alert.
We can go inside. The work order wants property condition photos.
She shared her video with us, which is cited in a lawsuit. It shows this couple accompanied by a small child discussing how they plan to get inside.
So we ruined the sliding glass door. I'll put on there that it's unsecured.
Within minutes, an interior camera shows this.
There's a video of a gentleman walking through the home with a gun. He's got no right to be there.
The man aims straight ahead, clearing each room.
Banks hire these subcontractors, these freelancers, and they make their way into people's houses. It's a dangerous situation.
Widener also represents Deshaun and Ashley Williams, whose story we previously shared. Their lawsuit claims their house in Shore Acres, which was vacant due to hurricane damage, was entered by a different group of property preservation contractors. Deshaun, who played for 10 seasons in the NFL, claims in a lawsuit that contractors removed a game-worn jersey and helmet from his home and listed them for sale on Facebook Marketplace. What does that jersey and that helmet mean to you?
A lot, because it's my hard work, something I can pass on to my son.
Inside Anna Maria's house, recordings from her cameras suggest these contractors have been inside before.
The old man's asses are gone, and somebody's been going through this.
After getting another alert, Anna Maria called 911 and a Hillsborough County deputy met her at her home. She recorded the encounter.
This is the master bedroom. What's left of it.
While the deputy is inside, the contractors show up again.
We have work orders for it. Of course, you can contact my manager. You can contact the bank.
I want them trespassed from there.
They're not going to get
You
trespassed.
can't
I'm not
trespass me.
trespassing.
I just showed you
I'm not
the
trespassing.
paperwork.
So, and they just showed me paperwork too, so that's fine.
It's on.
They're here because of the bank.
The deputy pulls away moments later.
Oh, what? Oh, he's just going to leave?
The female contractor later confided to Anna Maria how property preservation is a dangerous line of work.
I've been stabbed in the neck. They missed my carotid artery by 1/2 inch. So my husband goes in properties before me because I don't want to take that chance. Unfortunately, sometimes my son is with me on jobs.
Widener is suing the reverse mortgage company and the property preservation company. The lawsuit shows pictures of the contractors inside, alleging they, quote, failed to obtain a court order authorizing access, and that their actions were done negligently with gross disregard for Anna Maria's rights.
The mortgage company does not own your house. You own the house. And how dare they be sending people in to do anything to the house when the bank doesn't own it?
I'm Adam Walser for Scripps News.
Michigan is dealing with a massive outbreak of a parasite that causes severe diarrhea. Now, the state has logged nearly 1,000 cases of cyclosporiasis, which is about 20 times its yearly average. More than 36 people have been hospitalized. Several other states are also seeing unusual spikes. Now, this parasite spreads through contaminated food or water, and investigators are working to track down the source. So we want to get more on this developing story from our medical contributor, Dr. Omer Alwan. Dr. Alwan, thank you for being here. First of all, what is cyclosporiasis and and what causes it?
Well, Holly, it's actually just a foodborne illness caused by a really small parasite. And most people, as you said, get infected when they drink contaminated water or contaminated food, particularly produce. So things like lettuce, basil, cilantro, and raspberries. That's usually been the culprit for the majority of the outbreaks that we're seeing here in America. And the symptoms that people get usually occur about 1 week after exposure. And most patients who get this typically have fatigue, cramping, nausea, and explosive watery diarrhea. And this is not the typical stomach bug that you're used to, because this diarrhea can persist for weeks to even months. And that's why if you have diarrhea that's, lasting more than 3 or 4 days, you should absolutely talk to your doctor and get treatment so you can feel better.
Is this something that is communicable? So if you have this, could you give it to family members, or is this just if you're sick, you're sick?
No, fortunately, no. So this does not spread person to person. Really, the exposure really is the food, the contaminated food or the contaminated water. So if you get it, you're not likely to pass it on to somebody else. But we've had so many people that have been infected during this summer month. So that's certainly concerning, and we actually don't know what the source is yet. So because there have been so many cases across at least 17 states in the United States. So that's something that we need to watch out for.
So why are we seeing an outbreak right now? Is it common this time of year?
Yes, it is, Holly. So typically we see this outbreaks in the summer months, particularly from May to August. And the reason for that is that this parasite survives and thrives in warm, humid climates. It needs the humidity and the warmth to mature before it infects individuals. And also in America, remember, we eat a lot more fruits and vegetables in the summer months. And then also we import a lot of these produce from different countries, particularly in the summer. So that produces a perfect storm for cyclosporiasis to unfortunately have outbreaks in these months.
So are there people who are at higher risk for severe illness? And if you are an average healthy person, is this something you can weather out? What are things you have to look out for, like dehydration or something?
Yeah, so this can occur to anyone. Anybody is at risk for getting cyclosporiasis, but certainly there are certain populations that are more at risk for some of these complications that you're talking about, Holly. So certainly if younger individuals, babies, infants, elderly individuals, pregnant females, those with chronic medical conditions, those who have weakened immune systems, who are on chemotherapeutic drugs, all these put you at higher risk for developing cyclosporiasis and also the complications like dehydration you're talking about, because you have a weakened immune system and because you're not able to fight off the infection as effectively as perhaps a healthy 30-year-old individual. The major complication is exactly what you said, Holly, dehydration. Because patients have such severe, profound watery diarrhea, you're losing a lot of fluids in the illness, and that can potentially lead to dehydration. And this is why people need to get hospitalized, because they need to be put on IV fluids to reverse the dehydration that occurs with this illness.
You mentioned this outbreak and that we don't know why it's being, what the cause is right now and why the numbers are so high. And we know the CDC is understaffed at this point. So with an outbreak like this, how do they track it? And really, what are they saying about the outbreak at this point?
Well, part of this is deeply concerning, Holly, and the reason for that is because, as you stated, they have let go of many CDC employees, many of whom tracked outbreaks exactly like this, exactly like cyclosporiasis. So that has also led to issues in terms of the identification of cyclosporiasis. And also, in July of 2025, the CDC actually, through their food surveillance network, stopped mandating reporting of cyclosporiasis. So now it's optional to report that. So that also has led to some confusion with respect to the reporting and the identification of this. And all of that has caused problems because of course, the DOGE cuts that we saw last year.
And let me talk about prevention. So if people are eating fresh fruits and vegetables, can you simply wash this bacteria off, or how do you prevent this?
Yeah, so the most important thing to remember, Holly, is that luckily many of these cases are entirely preventable from very common sense tactics. And one is, of course, washing your hands. If you're able to wash your hands with water thoroughly for 20 seconds before you eat, before you cook, after you leave the bathroom, that can be helpful. Also, washing produce, as you stated, washing it and scrubbing produce effectively with water is really important. And then also, once you come home from the grocery store, refrigerating that produce immediately can, decrease the risk of, these parasites growing. So all these common sense mechanisms can really be the difference between you getting infected with cyclosporiasis.
And is this something that they would perhaps be able to contain regionally, or is this something that could spread from place to place? I mean, obviously, if you have major farms and this bacteria is found in a certain place, is this something, if it's, they say, happening in Michigan, do people in California need to be worried right now?
Well, I would say yes, because remember, produce is a global substance, right? We're importing produce, and it's a very common item to buy at grocery stores. So yes, the majority of cases have been in Michigan, but we're seeing cases across 17 to 20 states now. So every state should be on warning right now. Everyone should really scrutinize their produce. Everyone should wash their produce. Definitely something to keep in mind because of how severe symptoms can be.
All right, Dr. Omar Awan, thank you for your insight on this. We appreciate it.
I'm Connor Hollingsworth here in Norfolk, and scientists at Old Dominion University are studying the Tour de France this year. I'll tell you why.
Killer's on the loose. We gotta find him.
We've got 30 minutes before he strikes again.
They're officially on the clock now.
Why start killing again now?
We just found a connection.
Go building to building, door to door.
I'll do a cursory examination.
We're right on the killer's tail.
I think you just found our serial killer.
Athletes Unlimited Softball League is on the Scripps Sports Network. These pros are bringing the heat. Next level power. Next level passion.
Catch it all right here
on Scripps Sports Network.
Stay informed wherever you go with Scripps News on YouTube.
We're following breaking news at this hour.
Scan this QR code for a link or go to YouTube and search Scripps News. It's free to subscribe for. Alerts on new content, top news stories, investigations, full shows, and so much more.
There are stories that need to be told.
Plus, you can live stream Scripps News when you're away from your TV. Find Scripps News on YouTube today.
The all-new Scripps Sports Network, your destination for live competition. All-access moments and game-changing shows.
Let's go!
The all-new Scripps Sports Network brings you closer to the game.
The Upshot League is now on Scripps Sports Network, a new professional women's basketball league.
This is the league of opportunity, and we are so excited.
Watch the Upshot League on Scripps Sports Network.
So what do you have in store for me today?
The best man just got a little better.
Getting ready for my big fight.
Who are you about to get in the ring with, arthritis?
Just being a Foxworthy.
Well, just knock it off.
Anything is possible!
It's clear, I did it again.
You keep me coming back for more.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
You're watching Scripps News, part of the Scripps News Group.
It started with 48 teams, and now we are down to the final 4 in the World Cup. France, Spain, England, and Argentina are all headed to the semifinals. And this marks the first time the top 4 teams in FIFA's world rankings make the semis. France will take on Spain on Tuesday, followed by England against defending champion Argentina on Wednesday. The winners will meet on July 19th in New Jersey. World Sailing is launching a major effort to reduce the environmental impact of Olympic sailing equipment. The organization is studying how racing boats and gear are built, used, and eventually discarded as part of a first-of-its-kind sustainability project. Now, researchers are collecting data from manufacturers and athletes to measure the environmental footprint of a full Olympic cycle. Officials say the goal is to identify ways to cut waste, reduce travel impacts, and encourage more sustainable materials in the sport ahead of future Olympic Games.
I'm Connor Hollingsworth here in Norfolk, and going on right now, on the other side of the globe, is one of the most prestigious endurance races on the planet. I'm talking, of course, about the Tour de France, a 21-long-day bike race that spans more than 3,000 kilometers. Every year, the cyclists get faster, breaking down new barriers. But why and how? Well, that's something that scientists at Old Dominion University wanted to find out. For exercise scientist Patrick Wilson, this research started off fueled by passion.
I'm a fan. I enjoy watching endurance sports, particularly bike racing.
Wilson wanted to know how every year, on average, the racers and bikes get faster. So he sought out the help of his friend, ODU data analyst Ross Gore. They set out to analyze the last 40 years of race data.
If you look back 40 years ago, the times were around 37 kilometers per hour. Now they're around 41, 42.
Now, over the years, they tell me the race is shorter, but has more concentrated climbing sections and total elevation gain than it used to.
Every year, I think what you'll see is bikes get lighter and lighter. People get smarter and smarter with how they take in nutrition and how they use it in the races.
This means that improvements in bike technology and cyclist nutrition has really helped shave off times. Cyclists have the resources to do more hill training and understand the body better to know that they need to eat more carbs.
Today, you're regularly seeing riders consume 90 to 120 grams an hour. In some rare cases, they even go above that. That's a lot of carbohydrate. I mean, if you think about that in sort of practical terms, like a banana or something, you're going to be eating, 5 to 6 bananas per hour.
But Wilson tells me this research doesn't just help the cyclists in France, but helps scientists understand how to prepare your body for any sort of endurance training, whether you're a biker, a runner, or a swimmer.
You take a hot bath or go in a sauna, and you're doing that for multiple weeks, it causes some of those same adaptations. So these athletes are maybe making more red blood cells. They're also making more total blood, have a higher blood volume, which helps them to deliver more oxygen and nutrients.
As for their prediction this year, they think the average speed of the 2026 winner will be 41.81 kilometers per hour. Connor Hollingsworth, Scripps News Group.
Scripps News.
How do you keep everyone on the same page?
What could be impacted by this?
Bringing you the big stories.
Let's go next!
The city feels alive and well. It's amazing.
Welcome to the Great American State Fair.
The impacts.
For primaries, the race for Maine Senate could go either way.
If he is the Democratic nominee, would you support him?
That matter to you.
Are there people living in New Mexico who should be concerned about being exposed?
Oh, yes.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
I didn't hear anybody knock. Shall we proceed?
My pa's the best shot in the whole world. Isn't it exciting?
They call you the rifle man. Just make it good. Killer's on the loose. We gotta find him.
We've got 30 minutes before he strikes again.
They're officially on the clock now.
Why start killing her again now?
We just found a connection.
Go building to building, door to door.
I'll do a cursory examination.
Or right on the killer's tail.
I think you just found our serial killer.
The Upshot League is now on Scripps Sports Network, a new professional women's basketball league.
This is the League of Opportunity, and we are so excited.
Watch the Upshot League on Scripps Sports Network. We're serving up a showdown from the court to the pitch. A touch, a cross.
Deflecting in!
Every volley is a chance at victory. Strike it, spike it, block it, bury it. Don't miss any of the action.
You gotta love that.
Catch all the excitement from the NWSL and MLB on Scripps Sports Network.
So what do you have in store for me today?
The best man just got a little better.
Getting ready for my big fight.
Who you about to get in the ring with, arthritis?
Just being a Foxworthy.
Well, just knock it off. Anything is possible!
It's clear, I did it again.
You keep me coming back for more.
A new AP NORC poll shows about 6 in 10 Jewish adults say they feel less safe than they did before the Hamas attack on Israel in October of 2023. About 3 in 10 say in the past year they or someone in their household has faced physical assault, verbal abuse, or property damage because of their Jewish background. The poll also finds Jewish adults are divided over whether protesting events related to Israel counts as anti-Semitism. Joining us now is Gila Franklin-Siegel, the Chief Operating Officer for the Jewish Community Relationship Council of Greater Washington. Gila, thanks so much for joining me this morning. So what do you think is driving the change in perception for Jewish Americans right now?
The change in perception among American Jews is because of the reality of the situation on the ground, which is that anti-Semitic incidents have escalated dramatically since the attack of Hamas on Israel in 2023. And we saw another spike at the onset of the Iran war with Israel and the United States. So it's a perception that is based in a very frightening and unfortunate reality.
So where are these concerns? Where are these threats happening? Are these real life threats? Are these from neighbors? Are these at the grocery store? Are these online comments? Where are they coming from? Or all of the above?
I was about to say all of the above. Certainly, and especially over the last 12 months, statistics show that the type of anti-Semitic incidents that we have seen have been increasingly violent and increasingly graphic. So the slaughter at Bondi Beach in Australia, the Boulder, Colorado attack that resulted in the death of a woman who was merely at a Jewish gathering. And here in our own community, the slaughter of 2 young Jewish individuals who were leaving a Jewish event in downtown D.C. So we see that violence, but we also see increasingly graphic, harsh rhetoric, both online and in public discourse. And we are seeing it coming from not only one segment of the political world, but from across the political spectrum. And so it creates a perfect storm when you see anti-Semitic rhetoric coming from the left and you see it coming from the right as well. So we need to be concerned not only with people like Hassan Piker that have enormous followings that are spewing forth hateful rhetoric against Jews, but also people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. So it really is an avalanche that we are seeing right now.
So how much the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is quite polarizing. How much is that contributing to tension that Jewish Americans are facing right now?
There's no question that when tensions in the Middle East rise, anti-Semitism here in the United States also rises. But we need to really be careful about not overstating that fact, because in truth, anti-Semitism is perhaps the oldest hatred, and it well precedes the creation of the State of Israel. What we do see is that there are triggering events that encourage anti-Semitism to rise to the fore, and that give people more license to speak publicly, that remove the social impediments and the feeling that it is socially unacceptable to spew hatred. And that's what we're seeing right now. We are seeing Jews being targeted here because of events that are happening thousands of miles away. So when you see somebody attacking a Jewish preschool, as happened in Michigan with 140 Jewish children in it, because of something that happened thousands and thousands of miles away, that is a manifestation of anti-Semitism, clearly.
Well, this poll says 3 in 10 Jewish adults say that themselves or someone in their household has experienced that anti-Semitism, whether it's harassment, assault, property damage. How does that 3 in 10 number compare with historical patterns? How does it compare with, decades in the past? Is it higher or lower?
Well, I think it depends on a moment in history. Obviously, during the Holocaust and the years preceding it, that was the worst manifestation of anti-Semitism that has spanned centuries and millennia. I can tell you, as a professional who is responsible for monitoring anti-Semitism in my own community, and as a mother of Jewish young people, it is pervasive. My own family has had to grapple with anti-Semitic incidents that are directly targeting us as Jewish people only because we are Jewish. And certainly throughout the greater Washington, D.C. area, we've continued to see an escalation in anti-Semitic rhetoric and in incidents in public schools and otherwise. So it's a weekly responsibility that we have responding to these incidents, and it encompasses online harassment, people shouting epithets at Jewish people as they stand outside their synagogues, or shouting at Jewish children as they walk into their religious schools. It really runs the gamut.
I'm truly sorry that you and your family have had to experience that personally. Gila Franklin-Siegel, Chief Operating Officer for the Jewish Community Relationship Council of Greater Washington, thank you so much for joining us today and kind of giving us a little perspective about what Jewish Americans are facing.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Catch Me Up with John Lieberman premieres July 24th.
Killer's on the loose. We gotta find him.
We've got 30 minutes before he strikes again.
They're officially on the clock now.
Why start killing again now?
We just found a connection.
Go building to building, door to door.
I'll do a cursory examination.
We're right on the killer's tail.
I think you just found our serial killer.
The Scripps Sports Network is your home for non-stop action.
You can hear the stadium roaring. We're built for these tough moments.
Every day of the week, your favorite sports are all in one place. Catch every buzzer beater, impossible stop,
What a save!
and world-class finish. All day long, the goals, blocks, and tackles just keep coming. The Scripps Sports Network, bringing you closer to the game.
Stay informed wherever you go with Scripps News on YouTube.
We're following breaking news at this hour.
Scan this QR code for a link or go to YouTube and search Scripps News. It's free to subscribe for alerts on new content, top news stories, investigations, full shows, and so much more.
There are stories that need to be told.
Plus, you can live stream Scripps News when you're away from your TV. Find Scripps News on YouTube today.
Ion is the home of women's sports. We celebrate the trailblazers, the risk takers, the game changers, and the history makers. Every game, every moment, it's her time on Ion, the home of women's sports.
Jesse Palmer.
Emmett Smith?
Both of us together? This must be some kind of TV fantasy. Nope, it's reality. Tableau reality. Tableau lets you watch, pause, and record live TV subscription-free.
Pause you, Jesse. I'm here for 100+ channels. News, reality, movies, free live sports. Plus,
It's game time. Tableau. It's not fantasy, it's reality.
and a smart play.
Learn more at tableautv.com.
The MVP of TV.
The Upshot League is now on Scripps Sports Network, a new professional women's basketball league.
This is the league of opportunity, and we are so excited.
Watch the Upshot League on Scripps Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Heather Lee. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina has died at the age of 71. His office says he passed away Saturday evening after a brief and unexpected illness. South Carolina voters first sent Graham to the Senate in 2003 after winning election in 2002. He later became one of the most recognizable Republican lawmakers in Washington. Graham was known for advocating a strong U.S. foreign policy. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster called Graham, quote, irreplaceable, as tributes pour in worldwide. In recent years, he became a key ally of President Trump, despite initially opposing his presidential campaign. Trump writing on social media that Graham was one of the greatest people and senators he ever knew, saying, quote, he was always working and was a true American patriot. Internationally, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said, quote, Lindsey was a true defender of freedom and the values that make our world safer. While Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, quote, Israel has lost one of its greatest friends. America has lost a great patriot. I have lost a beloved friend. The U.S. launched major strikes against Iran early Sunday. It came after an Iranian attack on a vessel in the Strait of Hormuz set a container ship on fire and forced the crew to abandon it. The U.S. Military Central Command says about 140 targets were hit, including missile launch sites and ammunition facilities. Iran responded with attacks across the Middle East, targeting Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, and Jordan. Officials say the latest fighting is threatening fragile ceasefire talks tied to the war that began in February. The Strait of Hormuz remains at the center of the conflict. 2 men are dead and 4 other people are injured after a shooting near a crowded street festival in Canada. Toronto police say 2 gunmen exchanged fire Saturday night. Witnesses described panic as crowds ran from the gunfire. Officers recovered 2 firearms at the scene and no arrests have been announced. The annual festival draws thousands of people for music, dancing, and food in one of Toronto's busiest neighborhoods. Health officials in New York City are working to contain an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease. City officials released a list of more than 30 buildings where the bacteria was detected. Among them was the famed Guggenheim Museum. The city ordered cooling towers at those buildings to be cleaned and disinfected as a precaution and stressed the positive test results do not confirm any of the buildings as the source of the outbreak. Officials say over 50 people have been sickened so far, but no deaths have been reported. The Guggenheim says the museum stayed open and that the situation poses no danger to visitors or staff.
Researchers are warning that hearing loss may be a hidden health risk for people with type 2 diabetes. A new review published in Diabetes Metabolism Research and Reviews found adults with diabetes were more than twice as likely to experience moderate to severe hearing loss. Experts believe high blood sugar may damage the tiny blood vessels and nerves in the inner ear over time. Researchers say symptoms can develop gradually and often go unnoticed. Authors of the study are calling for regular hearing screenings as part of routine diabetes care. Getting regular exercise may not completely undo the effects of sitting all day. That's according to a new study published in PLOS Medicine. Researchers found that long, uninterrupted periods of sitting were linked to a higher risk of cancer-related deaths, while sitting that was broken up with movement was tied to lower risk. This study followed more than 91,000 adults over 12 years. Researchers say even brief activity breaks, like walking around or doing household chores, may help lower health risks. Experts say the takeaway is simple: move more often, not just during workouts. Sleeping less could be affecting more than just your energy levels. A new study found adults who consistently lost a little more than an hour of sleep each night gained weight and moved less during the day. In over a 6-week period, participants gained about 1 pound on average and spent significantly more time sedentary. Researchers say chronic mild sleep deprivation may disrupt metabolism, increase insulin resistance, and raise long-term risks for obesity and heart disease. Experts say prioritizing sleep should be considered just as important as diet and exercise.
Weekdays on Scripps News. Start your day at 7 with Morning Rush. At noon, watch live coverage with Scripps News on the scene. And at 5, get the latest headlines on happening now in America, only on Scripps News.
Watch live TV for free. Meet Tablo. Access 125 plus free channels, including popular shows, news, and live sports. Plus, you can pause, rewind, and record. Always 0 monthly fees or contracts. Buy now at TabloTV.com or these popular retailers.
Killer's on the loose. We gotta find him.
We've got 30 minutes before he strikes again.
They're officially on the clock now.
Why start killing her again now?
We just found a connection.
Go building to building, door to door.
I'll do a cursory examination.
We're right on the killer's tail.
I think you just found our serial killer.
We're serving up a showdown. From the court to the pitch. A touch. A cross.
Deflected again!
Every volley is a chance at victory. Strike it. Spike it. Block it. Bury it. Don't miss any of the action.
You gotta love that.
Catch all the excitement from the NWSL and MLB on Scripps Sports Network.
I didn't hear anybody knock. Shall we proceed?
My pa's the best shot in the whole world. Isn't it exciting?
They call you the rifle man. Just make it good.
ShopScripps.com, the hottest destination for today's latest deals.
The Upshot League is now on Scripps Sports Network, a new professional women's basketball league.
This is the League of Opportunity, and we are so excited.
Watch the Upshot League on Scripps Sports Network.
So what do you have in store for me today?
The best man just got a little better.
Getting ready for my big fight.
Who are you about to get in the ring with, arthritis?
Just being a Foxworthy.
Well, just knock it off.
Anything is possible!
It's
clear. I did it again.
You keep me coming back for more.
Ion is the home of women's sports. We celebrate the trailblazers, the risk takers, the game changers, and the history makers. Every game, every moment, it's her time on Ion, the home of women's sports.
Imports at U.S. seaports surged in June as retailers and manufacturers stocked up ahead of potential trade and shipping cost increases. Supply chain data shows imports rose more than 8% compared to last year. Industry experts say businesses moved shipments earlier than planned to avoid higher ocean freight rates and possibly new U.S. tariffs expected later this summer. China led the growth in imports, with shipping volume from the country climbing more than 27% in June. Target is making more corporate changes as it tries to turn around its business under new leadership. Bloomberg reports the retailer has cut some jobs within its strategy division as part of a broader effort to simplify operations and improve efficiency. Target CEO has been focused on moving faster and reshaping the company since taking over earlier this year. That retailer also has required some remote employees to relocate to its Minneapolis headquarters while continuing to face stiff competition from Walmart and Costco. Safety regulators are raising concerns about autonomous vehicles after reports of self-driving cars interfering with emergency crews. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it's documented multiple incidents where driverless vehicles failed to respond properly around emergency scenes. Some reportedly blocked ambulances or actually drove through active police and fire areas. Federal investigators are also reviewing separate incidents involving Waymo vehicles in Texas and California. Regulators say self-driving systems must improve quickly to ensure public safety.
The AI revolution has made it easier to get questions answered, for simple tasks to be automated, and to be able to have rolling conversations with the robot. It's also dramatically raised prices for tech products, everything from hard drives, computers, and little flash drives as AI companies snap up memory. In response, Apple recently raised prices for a slew of products, but not the iPhone. Analysts expect that to happen in September when Apple introduces new iPhones. So, what to do? Should you buy a new iPhone now before the prices go up? Well, who better to ask than our tech and travel contributor, Jefferson Graham, for the answers. Hey, Jeff, good to see you.
Same here. Hi, Holly.
Okay, so what to do? Do we buy now? Do you wait? What do you recommend?
Every summer, I always tell people don't buy a new phone during the summer because you want to see what the new phone will be like in just 2 months from now, because they traditionally introduce them right after Labor Day. So my tip this year: buy it on Labor Day weekend. Buy the 17 Pro, which is the best phone they've ever made, and hold on to it. You have 2 weeks to return it to Apple. You have 90 days to return it to Costco if you're a Costco member. Listen to what they've got for the new phone, and if that excites you and you want to spend $200 to $500 more for it, then go do it. Return the 17 Pro. Otherwise, be happy you got it and know that you got a great phone that will last you several years.
So then what about the older phones? Does Apple historically lower prices when they release a new one? So if you decide to hold out, should you wait? If you go, I don't want that new one, I'm going to go with the last one.
Historically, they discount last year's model by $100, but they don't discount the top of the line one, which is the Pro model. That's where they put all the best stuff. That's where the best battery is and the best camera. And this year they've unveiled a new version of Siri, a chattier, more responsive Siri that's supposed to be the best Siri ever. But it will only work on the 17 Pro and the new phones that will be coming out. So if you bought the 17 that's not the Pro version, you're going to miss out on all these cool new features that they're going to be introducing.
That's where they get you. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought they were having issues with the 17, and I seem to recall reading articles where the 17 wasn't exactly what they had promised and what people were expecting. So people said, hold off, don't get the 17, get the 18.
17 Pro is the best iPhone I've ever had, and I've had them all. I've had every one of them. If I shoot a TV show on an iPhone, and if I had a choice of shooting on a 15 or 16, I just wouldn't do it. I always do the 17 Pro. Best camera, best battery. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. So that's my take.
What about the other features between like a 16, 17, besides, because you obviously use it for media, but you know, a lot of people, I use it a lot for apps, texting, you know, research, whatever.
Yeah, it's the old story. It's the latest phone has the best power, the best battery, the best camera. If you're one of those people that don't care about the camera, don't care about speed, you're only sending text messages and emails, you can do the previous version. It's just that Apple's making such a big deal this year about these new AI features that will only work in the 17 Pro and the new ones. And the difference is like $200. I would spend the $200. That's just me.
Okay, good advice. What can we look for then in the iPhone 18? Any hints of what might be different even than the 17?
Yeah, nobody knows anything until Apple officially announces it historically right after Labor Day. But more power, better battery, better camera. They're going to have a foldable phone. You know about that, the fold that opens up, similar to what Samsung and Google have been doing for the last several years, that have never really caught on with a large section of the public. But with Apple's power and their marketing genius, everybody expects the fold to become a mass market item. It's also going to be really expensive. It'll be Apple's most expensive phone ever, selling over $2,000.
Wow. For somebody, I have the 16 Pro. So how long can I kind of hold on to that phone? And if I go, it's fine for now, I can wait on the whole Siri thing, because I'm on my phone, but I try not to be that much. So how long do you recommend hanging on to your phone if you're just not into spending a couple $1,000s?
Save it for 4 years. I mean, it's fine. You don't need those AI features. You don't need to talk to Siri. You can talk to ChatGPT. You can talk to Gemini. You're fine. You know, there's a large section of the public that want the latest and greatest, and they have to have what's new. And a whole lot of other people who say, you know, my phone's fine. I don't want to spend the money. I'll rather spend it on other things. And if you have the 16 Pro that is 1 year old, basically, you know, you're going to get a good 4 years from it. So I'd be in no rush.
It's good to know, because I still like the mail, like physical mail. So I'm good with the 16.
Okay, I'll send you a letter at the end of this segment.
I appreciate that. All right, thank you for all the advice. As always, Jefferson Graham is our travel contributor. Can't wait to see where you're headed next week with photo walks. And you can catch a new episode of Jeff's show every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Thank you, Jefferson Graham.
Thanks, Holly.
A big experiment that could save a lot of water is underway here on this farmland. I'm going to show you what they're up to coming up.
I'm Quentin Shores in Sunburst, and you may be surprised to learn that Big Sky Country doesn't really have a lot of big sky activity in terms of meteorites. I'll have more on why that is coming up.
The Upshot League is now on Scripps Sports Network, a new professional women's basketball league.
This is the league of opportunity, and we are so excited.
Watch the Upshot League on Scripps Sports Network.
The all-new Scripps Sports Network, your destination for live competition. All-access moments and game-changing shows.
Let's go!
The all-new Scripps Sports Network brings you closer to the game.
Scripps News.
How do you keep everyone on the same page?
What could be impacted by this?
Bringing you the big stories.
Let's go next!
The city feels alive and well. It's amazing.
Welcome to the Great American State Fair.
The impacts.
For primaries, the race for Maine Senate could go either way.
If he is the Democratic nominee, would you support him?
That matter to you.
Are there people living in New Mexico who should be concerned about being exposed? Oh, yes.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
Killer's on the loose. We gotta find him.
We've got 30 minutes before he strikes again.
They're officially on the clock now.
Why start killing her again now?
We just found a connection.
Go building to building, door to door.
I'll do a cursory examination.
Or right on the killer's tail.
I think you just found our serial killer.
Athletes Unlimited Softball League is on the Scripps Sports Network. These pros are bringing the heat. Next level power. Next level passion.
Catch it all right here
on Scripps Sports Network.
So what do you have in store for me today?
The best man just got a little better.
Getting ready for my big fight.
Who you about to get in the ring with, arthritis?
Just being a Foxworthy.
Well, just knock it off.
Anything is possible!
It's clear, I did it again.
You keep me coming back for more.
I didn't hear anybody knock. Shall we proceed?
My pa's the best shot in the whole world. Isn't it exciting?
They call you the rifle man.
Just make it good.
Ion is the home of women's sports. We celebrate the trailblazers, the risk takers, the game changers, and the history makers. Every game, every moment, it's her time on Ion, the home of women's sports.
Last year, I was on Robert Gibbs' farm as he was getting ready to try something new. Here's what it looks like now.
No water wasted, no water running off the side of the field in the low spots.
I'm Ben Winslow in Howell, where a big experiment is underway. Can you grow water-intensive crops like alfalfa and Sudan grass on 100 acres using subsurface drip irrigation?
We're pleased with our first crop we took off. Sudan grass was a rotation crop that we put in, getting ready to put in alfalfa as the major crop.
Gibb has installed a drip system to grow alfalfa on 100 acres of his farm.
You can kind of see, if you look closely, some rows there.
It's a closely watched experiment by other farmers and even state officials.
We put water down to the plant level. The alfalfa has a deep root system, and so that drip tape underground will feed that root system really well. And we're told by other users that we'll get probably 30 to 40% higher yields.
And so far, Gibb is documenting significant water savings.
I think there's been 30 to 35% less water used on the same acres.
It could be a solution for agriculture, Utah's largest water user, at a time when the nearby Great Salt Lake is shrinking and there's less water available for everyone.
People are concerned about water usage, and water's a precious commodity here. 2 acre-feet to grow alfalfa is a lot of water. We're doing less than that.
But this method of growing may not be for everyone.
The additional cost for that is pretty high, and so we're probably not really going to see very much adoption of that for some time.
Michael Caron, an associate professor with Utah State University's Extension Service, questions if the cost outweighs the benefit, but he's curious to see how it works out.
What matters more is, are we growing plants that need less water versus the traditional plants, where we know their water usage. And I don't know that there's specifically good answers for that or not.
Gibb says overall, he's happy with it.
So halfway through there, I was getting a little discouraged, but now that it's through, yeah, we're grateful, and we'll be watching this closely to see if others might be able to benefit from what we've learned.
So if this continues to work just like it is, Gibb says he plans to introduce alfalfa on this land next year. In Howell, Utah, Ben Winslow, Scripps News Group.
Local avocado farms are producing more fruit than ever, but experts say that competition and market factors are pushing them out of business.
Here's some of the fruit that we're going to be harvesting soon.
Enrico Ferro has been growing avocados on his farm in Valley Center for more than 2 decades. Right now, there are a lot of avocados to be picked.
Right now, my grove has never looked better, and there's a big crop on the trees for next year, and yet people like me are going out of business all the time.
I asked Enrico why that's the case. What's forcing avocado farmers out of the business? He told me part of the reason, imports flooding the market from Mexico and Peru to Guatemala and Chile.
Now, it doesn't matter what time of year it is, there's always imported fruit coming in, and we no longer have a shared market. And so we're subject to whatever the market is at that time.
He also says costs for water and labor contribute to the losses he's experiencing. Right now, avocados from Mexico enter the country tariff-free.
The farm itself is doing amazing. I've put 22 years into this. I finally got it to a point where it's really producing well. The trees look amazing. The fruit looks amazing. I'm doing everything right. And yet I'm thinking about how do I mitigate the current situation? Do I cut down 80% of the trees? How do I stay in business?
He hopes he can survive this global market for the fruit that's growing in popularity.
Jane Kim, Scripps News Group.
I'm Quentin Shores in Sunburst, and Montana is often referred to as Big Sky Country. And with Big Sky, you may think Big Sky activity, such as meteorites, but you may be surprised.
Get you a few good-looking ones here.
Meet Allison, better known as Prairie Girl Rocks on YouTube. She studies meteorites with fellow geologist and meteorite hobbyist. When I sat down with Allison, she shared Montana has a lack of meteorite activity.
It's been over 10 years since Montana's had a classified meteorite, and I've been looking for over 10 years personally.
Allison says Montana's thick forest, freeze-thaw cycles, and heavy soil cover cause space rocks to weather, rust, and disappear quickly. According to NASA and the Natural History Museum, arid deserts and Antarctic glaciers are where most meteorites are found.
There is no school to go to learn meteorites. And if you can do a geology course or a biology course or any of those courses before you start studying meteorites, that can be really helpful.
But that hasn't stopped Allison and friends from searching Big Sky Country for cosmic treasure.
Meteorites blend into our environment so well here. And we have a lot of magnetically attracted rocks out here, so they really blend in.
Montana does have a handful of confirmed finds. Allison told me about the most famous, the Roundup meteorite. It sat on a ranch as a farm doorstop for years before experts identified it as a rare 39-pound iron space rock. She says slices have since sold for tens of thousands of dollars.
One was a doorstop, one was found by an elk hunter, and one's incredibly significant to science.
Montana's meteorites remain largely hidden beneath its vast landscape, but their stories live on, waiting to be found by someone patient enough to keep looking. So, if you see a strange-looking rock, reach out to Prairie Girl Rocks. Quentin Shores, Scripps News Group.